How's it going? Gon here. Do you have a game you love so much that you've run out of things to talk about so you just make up stuff to cope? Well, I love when it does that.
Tomodachi Life.
I finally learned how to read.
Tomodachi Life on the Nintendo 3DS is one of the best games on that system. I dare say it's the best. Everybody's always singing this game's praises, and it's hard to think we almost never got it. The first game in the series, Tomodachi Collection, released in 2009 exclusively in Japan. This was one of the few DS games to feature Miis, and I like to think Tomodachi Collection as a prototype of Tomodachi Life, since the jump between games wasn't as big as you would expect. Tomodachi Collection is just Tomodachi Life with a lower poly count. Yes, I counted. However, due to voice translation issues, Tomodachi Collection was never localized outside of Japan. That sure was a Tomodachi Collection-less Christmas, but fear not. A new game of the Tomodachi series is coming to the DS's successor, the Nintendo 3DS. Yeah, sure, the console with bust-a-move universe and nothing else? Keep dreaming, pal. The 3DS's launch was pretty rough. Only on the tail end of the console's first year we got a decent 3D Mario game and one of the best racing games of all time. Nintendo noticed and they brought the boys back together to make a new Tomodachi game for the 3DS. Development for Tomodachi Collection New Life began shortly after the original DS game, and there weren't any intentions to release it outside of Japan. But with the collaboration of Nintendo of America, the team surpassed the hurdle of voice translation to English. The marketing for this game in North America was weird. To promote the release of Tomodachi Life in the US, Nintendo made a series called Lessons in Space. This was a low-budget live-action series released through Nintendo Video. What a weird way to promote a game, even for Wii U era Nintendo standards. 8 episodes were made and oops, my bad guys, Nintendo only released 2.
Maybe they ate it.
Tomodachi Life released worldwide on June 2014, 1 year after the initial Japanese release. This was great. By 2014 we already had banger titles on the 3DS. But Tomodachi Life offered something different, something Face Raiders Photo Finish could never. This game has 2 age ratings. Do you know how many games have that?
That's a rhetorical question.
Despite not being the most talked about when released, at least in my friend group of 8-year-olds, I remember seeing commercials for Tomodachi Life all the time and thinking, it was the worst game ever. I'm sorry man, games like Animal Crossing never tickled my toes, even at an early age. And it also didn't help the fact that I didn't like the Miis.
The pit's just getting deeper.
I don't know what Sony was feeding the PS3, cause it brainwashed me alright. 1 year after receiving a Nintendo Switch on Christmas 2017, I did the next logical step, which was buying a new Nintendo 2DS XL. Hey, it's the Pikachu Special Edition, it looks cool, and inside this beautiful yellow rat was a pre-installed welcome demo of Tomodachi Life.
What are they feeding the rats?
I played this demo for hours. I could only create 3 Miis, but I honestly never got bored. Even after buying and playing new 3DS games, I always came back to this one. So in 2021, I decided to bite the bullet and buy a used copy of Tomodachi Life on CEX.com. Thank God I did.
I think it's finally time to start this bad boy up and humiliate myself.
This is Tomodachi Life, and this is The Island.
I'm so funny, guys. I can make references to outdated memes from 2021.
Tomodachi Life is a pretty accessible game. It's something anyone could get into. I've seen some comparisons to the Animal Crossing series, and it's not exactly like those games at all. Yeah, you have your own Mii and you can buy stuff like clothes and new house interiors, but it's more like you're a spectator instead of an actual player, if you know what I mean. Kinda like The Sims. You create your characters and the rest is mostly up to the game. Relationships between characters might be different from what you expected, but that's the fun of it. You never know what will happen next, and that honestly increases the replayability factor tenfold. The game starts with you creating your Mii lookalike. My lookalike has changed a lot over the years. Then I ended up sticking with the character design that looks cool instead of making an actual Mii of myself. Can you guess my favorite color?
Heliotrope.
How the f did he get that right? But man, couldn't we get more hairstyle options? As much as I love this haircut, this ain't it. Thank God we're getting that with Living the Dream. Throughout the game while you create new Miis, new points of interest are added into the island. And these are exactly what you would expect. Food mart, clothing shop, hats shop, interior shop, the classics. But Nintendo got a little quirky and we got some interesting locations. Like the concert hall, primarily the concert hall.
If concert hall was a guy, it would be him, cause everybody loves this guy.
While leveling up your Miis, you can give a song to a Mii as a gift, and that gives you the ability to write a song. You heard me, write a song for your Miis to perform. This is great. Observation Tower is also a neat spot. You can play an exclusive minigame called Quirky Questions, where you can make 3 questions of your choice and your Miis will answer it.
Who here pays their taxes? This time you get away unscathed.
Importware sounds like a neat addition, a place where you can receive clothes sent by other players via Street Pass. But that's the issue. I got the game in late 2021, so I never got to experience Street Pass at all. Tomodachi Quest is a minigame you can play on the amusement park, located on a smaller island next to the main one. One of Tomodachi Life's weaknesses are the minigames, and Tomodachi Quest is one of the lamest. Listen, I know it might not seem like it, but I love turn-based RPGs. It's a genre I grew fond of throughout the years. And with that out of the way, Tomodachi Quest is not my cup of tea. It's such a weird inclusion and sticks out when every other minigame is the most basic shit you could come up with, and I love those minigames. But I didn't feel Tomodachi Quest as enjoyable as the other minigames Tomodachi Life has to offer. It's not bad, just kinda boring. And that's coming from the RPG guy. There's some other cool spots like Mi News Tower, where you could watch the latest and greatest news from the island, and Photo Studio, where you could take photos. These features are cool and all, but let's get into the neat stuff. The reason you play Tomodachi Life. The Miis. Ah yes, here's my original Miis from the welcome demo, Poopy and And no, I didn't change their names for this occasion. These were always their names. I mean, what can I say? I got nothing. But hey, I've got the classics. SpongeBob, Barack Obama with his fiery helmet for some reason. I guess he really likes that helmet. And Bill Clinton. Yes, the one from the Clinton years.
Donkey Kong Country is truly perfect. If you do not get this amazing new generation of Donkey Kong madness, you are stupid.
My original creations ain't much better. I honestly couldn't tell you what kind of person XOX is. There's no inspiration here, folks. Just some gal with the... morale. Oh, here's my married couple, Oppie and Glasgow. Yes, J. Robert Oppenheimer and the city from Scotland f***ed. That's fine, we won't judge. Everyone has their type, and mine happens to be human feces. Mr. Top-Up Guy. Don't trust Mr. Top-Up Guy. Yeah, that's about it. I have more Miis, but these seemed like the most interesting and unique selection. Come on, you've heard of Homelander and Butcher from The Boys millions of times. You can't say the same for But overall, I love my Miis, and the island's development has been pretty interesting since I started playing. But that's the beauty of it. Tomodachi Life is a unique experience to each and every player.
I remember people joked around about every copy of Mario 64 being personalized. But it do be like that with this game.
You can't say the same thing for The Sims or Animal Crossing, but the fact that every single Mii can be its own main character depending on the perspective is an awesome touch. That might have sounded a bit confusing, but I just want to say that Tomodachi Life was, and still is, something special. Even after all this time, it's something I always come back to, and in my opinion, that's enough for it to be the best 3DS game, and now the best Switch game. Yeah, being a fan of this series sucked ass from 2017 to 2024. Every year seemed like we would finally get a sequel for the Switch, but it never happened, and that kept going until March 27th, 2025, when Nintendo finally announced Tomodachi Life Living the Dream on a Switch-focused Nintendo Direct. And man, this is all I've ever asked for. My prayers have been answered, and we're getting Miitopia-style customization, a fully customizable island, outfit creator, homo relationships. I mean, that's something people have been asking for a while. Living the Dream seems like the definitive Tomodachi game, and I wonder how they'll expand beyond in the future.
I love Tomodachi Life, and if you said that to me 10 years ago, I probably would have spit you in the face. I mean, I thought this game was bad, but I learned a valuable lesson. People can change, and that's okay. But I'll keep naming my Miis as female genitalia. I ran out of words.